Patapos na ang 2025 at Christmas season na. Gusto mo pa rin bang mag-upgrade o kaya ay bumili ng bagong phone? Dahil sawa ka na sa mga Android phones. Gusto mo ng magandang camera at bagong interface o software. Well, ako nga pala si Mark Ryan. At today, mag-unbox tayo. At magre-review rin ng iPhone 15. Sulit pa nga ba sa 2025? So ito, let's start with the classic unboxing. Sa loob ng box, syempre, andyan yung unit. This is color blue. Yun yung pinili kong color. Then, nandito yung charger cable natin. By the way, this is braided cable. So, it is very durable. Then, nandito yung manual. Then, sa loob ng manual, nandito yung SIM ejector pin. Ayan. Then, that is pretty much it sa box. Sadly, walang charger brick si Apple. Ngayon sa presyo tayo, no? So ito ang biggest factor in 2025. Brand new sa mga authorized store like Digital Walker or Paramac. Yung 128GB is nag-range siya around 36,000 and the 256GB ay nag-range siya about 42,000. But bibili kayo ng second hand or may plano kayong bumili sa Green Hills, the pricing of this sa second hand market ay yung 128GB ay umaabot ng 25,000. Yun yung pinakamura niya. Pero typical kapag mas kilala yung brand or yung store sa Green Hills, the minimum is around 30,000 or 28,000 sa 128GB. Then yung 256 naman, pwede mo siyang makuha around 32,000 or 35,000. So napakalaki yung tipid mo or yung difference if bumili ka sa Green Hills and sa brand new. But of course, it has its risks, 'di ba? So kahit sa brand new kasi 100% 'yan, 'di ba? And walang any history and may receipt ka, like meron kang Apple Care, while sa Green Hills naman, well, yes, you could be lucky na magkaroon ka ng warranty, 'di ba? Or sa store din mismo, or yun din, the risk are maybe yung battery health na palitan or mas mababa, 'di ba? So I really suggest na it's your own to take the risk, di ba? So basically, nabili ko tong iPhone 15 na to sa marketplace around 32,000, 256GB with 100% battery health. And meron pa siyang Apple Care warranty until 2026, no? Napakasulit nung pinrab ko rin yung opportunity na to kasi first of all, magkalapit lang kami ng barangay yung reseller and all goods yung process, napaka-smooth. And yes, everything going fine naman siya. So now let's talk about the display and the new feature of this iPhone, which is yung Dynamic Island. Hindi ito yung first iPhone na magkaroon ng Dynamic Island, but it is the first base model to have the Dynamic Island. Ito ay mayroong 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED resolution. Ito yung premium screen na gusto natin. Kasi remember, OLED wins for movies and media because of perfect black, vibrant colors, and that infinite contrast. Ito rin yung reason why this phone is so immersive. And yes, andito rin yung Dynamic Island. Isang huge visual upgrade from the old notch kasi as we all know, nakakapagod na rin tignan yung mga notch. It's been around years and nagkasawa na rin tayo sa look niya. Punch hole is also, or water drop notch is also eyesore na rin kasi paulit-ulit na. And so, kahit na medyo mas malaki siya kumpara sa punch hole or drop, I think it's looking better dahil siguro sa round edges niya, it's aesthetically pleasing, no? So, about sa display niya, it uses the OLED. So, meron kasi tayong tatlong types ng screen sa phone. Meron tayong IPS, yung pinaka-standard. Ito yung mga screens na ginagamit sa mga budget phones. Technically, mga 10,000 below. Pero may mga 10,000 phones na gumagamit na ng AMOLED. Diba? Katulad nila Infinix, katulad nila Tecno, kasi napakasulit talaga ng mga phones nila. So, yung difference ng tatlong yun is basically, pag IPS is just a wool backlight. And kapag OLED is like lahat ng pixel ay may different backlight, no? So parang each of them have its own parang light. Pwedeng mag-off yung isa, pwedeng mag-out yung isa, pwedeng mag-off, pwedeng mag-on and such. Yung IPS naman is lahat sila naka-on. So we can see na may mga grayish, hindi masyado dark yung kanyang black. And yung AMOLED naman is just basically a much better version ni OLED. Mas ginagamit yan ngayon sa mga foldable phones, di ba? Ngayon pag-usapan naman natin yung performance and yung gaming nitong iPhone 15, no? Surprisingly, hindi ka nito papahiya. Hindi ka mahihiya dito sa phone na to kasi meron tong A16 Bionic chip, no? With a 6-core CPU and 5-core GPU. Kasama pa yung 6GB of RAM. For gaming in 2025, the A16 is still an absolute beast kahit maglaro ka ng demanding games like Genshin, Mobile Legends, Call of Duty. It runs flawlessly. So yung chip is umabot ng 1 million plus yung kanyang AnTuTu benchmark. Ang good thing rin sa chipset na ito is it is very future-proof. No? So kahit 2030 pa yan, it is still good. The only downside lang siguro na masasabi ko about this in terms of performance is umiinit siya, like ibang klase yung init niya. It is very warm. So I really suggest na kapag mag-gaming kayo is bumili kayo ng fan. Like yung fan na ididikit dito, that would be a great solution for that heat. Kasi the only reason lang naman kung bakit nasisira yung mga batteries natin is umiinit yung phone. Kapag dinapat natin to sa electric fan or bumili tayo ng portable fan and we just put it right here sa kanyang chipset or yung core niya, it will solve the problem and you are good to go. Now for the most anticipating feature ng isang iPhone ay yung camera niya. Napakalaking upgrade dahil before ang mga base model ay gumagamit lamang ng 12MP. Ngayon, meron na tayong advanced dual camera system na merong 48MP and 12MP ultra-wide. Plus, meron siyang ×2 na telephoto options na gumagamit ng sensor crop, which basically lossless zoom to and mas magiging malinaw yung pag-zoom natin sa isang object, diba? In terms naman sa video, you could get a 4K at 60 FPS both rear camera and front camera. So you could get also in HD 30 FPS dito. That is the standard settings ng isang iPhone. And meron na rin siyang cinematic mode and action mode na nag-help sa atin when we are shooting a action scene dahil ito na rin yung basically the stable mode ng iPhone na to. And don't forget din na yung front camera niya is merong autofocus. So napakaganda ng camera niya. Now, the most significant physical change nitong iPhone 15 is about its port, which is Type-C na siya. This is the first iPhone na nagkaroon ng Type-C dahil for the past years or decades is they are just using Lightning ports and napakalaking bagay rin ng Type-C dahil mas convenient siya and marami kang mahihiraman sa mga kasama mo if you forgot one. So, ang charging speed niya, the maximum that it can handle is 27 watts. I suggest na kumuha kayo ng charger brick na supports around 20 or 30 watts pataas. Huwag kayo kukuha ng 5 watts or 15 dahil it will not fast charge. And since walang ang binigay na charger si Apple, you should buy sa Ugreen or sa Anker. So, ang nabili ko is the Ugreen. Since mas affordable sila and mas budget friendly, and the quality, absolutely, it did not disappoint me. Napakaganda ng quality and napakaliit, napaka-compact, which is very handy. Pwede mong ilagay sa mga small pockets. It's not hassle. So, nung ginamit ko tong Ugreen 30 watts charger, umabot ng 1 hour and 30 minutes yung charging time from 20% to 100%. During the charging, I noticed na umiinit siya. The charger and the phone itself, it's normal na uminit ang isang iPhone or isang phone kapag nag-charge. But we need also to take precautions of this one kasi we never know, di ba? It could damage our battery or our phone in the long run. Well, personally ako, I would keep my phone at 100%. Like, ayun yung hindi ko siya bubunutin ng 80%. I would not do the 20 to 80% charging since sayang naman yung 20% na magagamit mo when you just charge it sa 80%. Ang sinusunod ko lang is maybe yung 20% na paglobat na, ayun na, charge mo na. Since it's a common practice din naman sa mga Android phones, diba? Hindi lang sa iPhone. Well, sa paggamit nitong iPhone, no, for average social media use lang naman, nag-last siya ng day. Like, kahit hindi mo siya gamitin, like, just scroll, text, then ilapag mo lang, tapos mag-work ka sa computer, check lang, konting scroll. It could last a day or two. Like legit, I have no cap in here. Pero when you use it like regularly, time to time, you're using it for games, you're using it for other stuff na ginagamit talaga yung CPU niya, I think it will last you around 5 to 6 hours, no? Which is pretty long, to be honest, if you ask me, dahil considering na yung battery niya, yung imaging niya is medyo maliit but optimized. Okay, I think that is good. You don't need to worry about your battery health. You don't need to get paranoid by doing such things na would lessen your experience. Yes, alagaan mo yung phone mo, take care of it, wag mong i-charge overnight, wag mong charge past 20%, wag mong painitin, but i-enjoy mo siya. Okay? Enjoy mo yung phone to the fullest, but also take precautions of it. I mean, you could follow those instructions, diba, sa mga tips, but again, you must enjoy your phone. It's your money, diba? And if nasira siya, if lumawa man yung battery, you could just repair it, diba? Well, at least alagaan mo yung phone mo around 5 years or 4 years kasi kailangan mo rin naman makabangon dun sa financial aspect, diba? Well, worth it ba si iPhone 15 ngayong 2025 or ngayong Christmas nga? Well, the answer is yes. Guys, napakasulit na sulit ng iPhone 15. Na-try ko na siyang for around 1 week or 2 weeks na. Napakalinaw ng camera and napakaganda ng portrait mode, man. If you want to shoot videos or you want to be content creators, then I think this phone is good for you. Yes, it may be pricey, but you would get the ecosystem here. Okay, the iOS ecosystem is unmatchable. It is not far on the Android aspect. Like, napakalayo niya. There's so just many customizations in there and napaka-premium ng feel kapag iOS ang ipinili mo. And if wala ka talaga mga experience sa iOS or Apple products, and I believe iPhone 15 is a great first phone for you to start with. When buying din pala sa Greenhill, be cautious. Mag-research kayo, know the store, know the market, and know the product.